Hello guys, Friday usually means video from my office, so I decided to continue this tradition and take a break from the Laravel 12 launches. We will continue that topic next week with Laravel Cloud and others, but today let's talk about your career, especially juniors. If you look at any job descriptions online, one of the first lines will state years of experience. Usually 2 and above. So it may be 5 years of experience, 4 years, but for juniors, it's usually 2 or even more. I don't remember seeing the number 1. Usually it's 2 years of experience. In this video, I'll try to explain why those companies need those years of experience and also 3 ways how you maybe can achieve that experience quicker. First, imagine when you graduate from university or from coding school, you know how to write code, right? How to create a project. But most likely you haven't worked on real projects, live projects. So it's similar to driving the car. So you graduate from car school or whatever it's called in your country, and they teach you how to basically control the wheel and the pedals and the buttons in the car, and how to drive, usually on some school road with minimal experience on real roads. Or for example, if you graduate from medical school or university, you have minimal experience treating real patients. And this is the main problem and the gap between universities and companies who need to hire developers. Companies need people who have seen real things. It's not only about ability to launch projects and write code. This is just the beginning. The real job is more complex. You see, when you participate in a real project instead of some hobby hello world or something small for yourself, with real projects you deal with real situations that happen. For example, changing client requirements. Sometimes clients change their mind, which can cause you to refactor half of your project because your structure isn't suitable for that. And then you have to make a decision whether to make that refactoring and how, or to negotiate with the client or with your teammates to find some middle ground solution or avoid the refactoring and explain the client that it's too expensive. Also, this counts as experience with your chosen structure that was incorrect or not suitable for potentially changing client requirement. So next time in the next project, maybe you will choose a different structure in the very beginning or more flexible structure to cope with any client requirement changes. This is experience point. Another situation is critical bugs that happen that you need to fix ASAP. When you have real project with real users, real things happen and you need to fix them almost right away. And this experience teaches you not only to fix the bugs, but also to monitor the bugs, to maybe use third-party services like Sentry, Bugsnag, or others, how to trace and debug the situation, how to read logs and stuff like that. In real projects, that usually comes with pressure because customers are waiting, your teammates and managers are waiting because they need to tell something, and also while fixing the bug you need to not introduce other bugs, so it's stressful in real projects. That also counts as experience. And generally, while working on real projects, you usually work with a team or with other people, with clients, for example, and that includes communication skills. So you're not alone in your basement or bedroom on your computer just writing code. It's about communication to make the project better. And not only from communication thing, but also in technical things, you learn how to use Git with all the branches, releases, pull requests and others, which includes even structuring the code and making those pull requests and commits in a way so that others would understand that, be able to maintain that in the future, and your commit or pull request wouldn't break the project on their side. That is also experience. So every real project gives you points of experience that you accumulate over 2 years or whatever, how many years, which allows you in the future to make the decisions about future projects, not only based on tutorials or documentation or Stack Overflow or AI answers, but based on your experience, based on what you have seen, what worked for you, what didn't work, what you remember. You remember the consequences of what worked or what didn't work. You remember the hacks or tools or something that helped you to deliver quicker, for example. You remember everything from your experience. And this is the key point. The companies who hire developers, they need developers to deliver the work, making independent decisions and making better decisions, and that's where experience is almost inevitably required. Of course, there's a potential solution how to get that experience in the form of internship or watching others work. For example, my wife is a dentist, so she told me that it's a common practice for graduate students or the last years to go and watch other dentists at work. They don't do anything, they just watch how the project is done or patient is treated, and this also counts as passive experience, you would think. Of course, when you try to do it yourself, the angle, the point is very different, and when you have to make your decisions yourself, it's very different. But it's at least something. You have seen real projects in life. So you may see not only the decisions, but if you're lucky, then the doctor or the company would explain why they made such decision, or you maybe potentially can raise a question of that. So internship is a great thing, but unfortunately these days I don't see many companies in IT and in dev world doing that. For companies, it's pretty expensive to arrange such internship. It's basically investment for the future, and not many companies are doing that. I've seen some internal academies, they call it, or boot camps by bigger companies who can afford them. So if we put those boot camps aside, what are the ways to get those experience, those years of experience? I will give you 3 potential ways. First option is to look for the company or individual who would believe in you. So you can bypass that requirement of 2 years of experience if someone at some company would believe in you for the skills that are not only technical. For that, usually you need to find friends or family or someone who would know you as a person. Maybe they have been following you online for many years if you're active on Twitter or other social media. Maybe it could be your local Facebook group which you are administrator of, or actively helping other members on Discord or elsewhere. So someone would need to know you as a person. It often happens in the business world for startups. When startups are asking for investment, the investors usually evaluate the idea of the startup, of course, its potential, but also, very important, the team behind the startup, the people. And quite often investors invest money in the team because they believe that after talking to the founders, they believe from their energy, from their previous experience, from their way of even talking, how passionate they are about that startup. They invest in people, in team, not only in the idea. So option 1 for you is to find someone who would believe that you can deliver, that you will be valuable to the company, and that you will learn on the go very fast. In that case, you may not need those years of experience. Option 2 to get real-life experience is to launch your real project. So you have an idea and you launch the project. It may be a business idea, or it may be a charity idea or your hobby project, but the goal is to have real customers, as many as possible, to feel the vibe of real project with real traffic, with real feedback, with real bugs and everything. I remember in my early years I've created a few blogs in Lithuanian language, a database of movies that I like with some sophisticated algorithm of recommendations. I remember creating a website to teach other people English in Lithuania. So I was experimenting with something I was passionate about that turned into websites, which were pretty popular back in the day. The example closer to Laravel community, you can say it's Pinkery by Nuno Maduro and then the team at Pinkery. Alternative to Twitter, another social network, which went pretty popular with quite a lot of traffic. So if you create something like that, it counts as experience. Of course, then your idea should be interesting enough that it would grow a bit viral or popular. So try to filter the ideas with virality potential, so then future employers would count that as, oh, you worked on that project, cool, that's experience. And then another third option to get that experience is to participate in someone else's projects, open source. You can contribute to the same Pinkery, you can contribute to Filament, you can contribute to Laravel with pull requests, bug fixes, ideas, and contributing to their even discussions on Discord. So pick your projects that you like, that you care about, and try to be useful in their community. After 3 to 6 to 9 months, whatever, your GitHub open source contributions may become your years of experience. Because again, on those projects, if you contribute something, you will see many people using that package, and you will see potential bugs that you may introduce, which you need to fix quicker. So it's relatively similar to a real-life project in a company. And also you may get your photo or your badge in the contributor list of the projects, which also counts as a plus from the company perspective. But still, these are kind of hacks or workarounds. Nothing really beats real experience working in a company in real projects. And also, final thought in this video, I thought that on Laravel Daily we will start publishing more practical videos and tutorials and articles with measurements, with real stories that would mimic the experience. So you would maybe remember those articles and remember that if you do this, this happens. So something like before, after, if else scenario. So for example, recently we released an article with experiment with Laravel queues with 5,000 PDFs and measurements on real servers, how much it takes on the cheapest DigitalOcean servers when you experiment with the amount of workers with different servers and other optimizations. So that tutorial went pretty viral and popular. Also, there was a video on YouTube about that, and I will link those in the description below. So this is experience also, not your experience. This was our experience for our particular situation, but I think articles and tutorials like that would be massively helpful if you encounter similar situations in your jobs or while getting the jobs. During the interview, you would maybe be able to answer some tough questions. So yeah, I see that as a new kind of direction, sub-direction of what we do at Laravel Daily with the team. But for now, for this video, this is how I see those 2 years of experience, and this is how you may get the shortcut to that. What do you think? Any other tips how to get that experience? Let's discuss in the comments below. That's it for this time, and see you guys in other videos.